Bruce Lee was not just a martial artist, he was a cultural icon who revolutionized not only combat sports, but also the global film industry. His martial arts movies transcended boundaries and left an indelible mark on cinema, influencing millions of people around the world. His films, filled with breathtaking action and philosophical depth, brought martial arts to the forefront of popular culture and made Bruce Lee a household name. Breaking barriers, Bruce Lee's rise to global stardom. Before Bruce Lee, martial arts in films were often portrayed as exaggerated and unrealistic. Western audiences, in particular, had little exposure to the martial arts traditions of Asia. But when Lee burst onto the screen, everything changed. His films, especially Enter the Dragon 1973, The Way of the Dragon 1972, and Fist of Fury 1972, were not only action-packed but also featured a level of realism, speed, and intensity never seen before in cinema. Bruce Lee's fighting style, Jeet Kune Do, a philosophy that combined the most effective elements of different martial arts, resonated deeply with moviegoers. His unparalleled speed, power, and precision turned every fight scene into a visceral spectacle. His movies were not simply about fighting. They were about self-discipline, personal empowerment, and overcoming adversity, which struck a chord with global audiences. Lee's films broke cultural stereotypes, offering a new representation of Asian characters: strong, confident, and complex, replacing the typical subservient or villainous roles often depicted in Western cinema. Martial arts as a universal language. What made Bruce Lee's films so impactful was their ability to transcend language and cultural barriers. His charisma, magnetic presence, and intense physicality were universal, making his films accessible to people from all walks of life. Whether in the US, Europe, Africa, or Asia, Bruce Lee's films were watched, admired, and mimicked, regardless of language differences. His physicality spoke louder than words, and his philosophy of personal liberation and self-improvement inspired millions. In countries where martial arts were relatively unknown, Bruce Lee's films sparked a fascination with the discipline. His impact was especially notable in places like Italy, France, and Brazil, where people flocked to theaters to see Lee's films. In fact, Lee became a hero to many who had never seen real martial arts, but were captivated by his authenticity and expertise. His influence in martial arts culture grew as more and more people took up training in various styles, seeking to emulate the speed, strength, and philosophical approach Lee represented. Cultural revolution and the Bruce Lee effect. Bruce Lee's rise in the 1970s created what is often referred to as the Bruce Lee effect. This phenomenon was a global surge in interest in martial arts, which not only inspired people to learn kung fu but also